Let's move down to the throat area where we have the thyroid gland and the parathyroid glands. The thyroid gland helps to raise metabolic rate and lower blood calcium levels. So it produces two hormones that do this. The thyroxine, which raises the metabolic rate of the body, and calcitonin, which tones down the level of calcium in blood. The parathyroid glands produce parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid hormone works opposite to calcitonin. It raises blood calcium levels. Now for the target organs. Thyroxine acts on most organs in the body and it raises our metabolic rate. Calcitonin acts on bones and its job is to lower blood calcium levels. Parathyroid hormone acts both on the bones and the kidneys and it raises the blood calcium levels. Notice how calcitonin and PTH work opposite to each other. They work antagonistically to each other. Now for the pancreas. The pancreas releases insulin and glucagon. Insulin is a hormone that lowers blood glucose levels and glucagon is a hormone that raises blood glucose levels. Imagine that you have just eaten a meal. After a while, your blood glucose levels will go up. To counter this, the pancreas will release insulin. Insulin helps to take the excess blood glucose and put it into the body cells where they can be used as fuel. It will also put some of that glucose into the liver so that the excess glucose can be converted to glycogen, which is a polysaccharide, and stored for future use. Now imagine that you haven't eaten for a few hours. Your blood glucose levels start to go down. In order to counter this, the pancreas releases glucagon. What glucagon does is that it acts on the liver and helps to convert glycogen back to glucose so that it can be released into the blood. So to recap, insulin lowers blood glucose levels, whereas glucagon raises blood glucose levels. The adrenal glands are placed right above the kidney, one on each kidney. The adrenal gland has two parts. The outer layer of the adrenal gland is called the adrenal cortex. The inner part or the middle portion of the adrenal gland is called the adrenal medulla. Each of these parts are quite distinct and they each produce their own hormones with their own functions. So let's take a look at each one of them. The adrenal cortex produces three hormones: cortisol, aldosterone, and adrenal androgens. The adrenal medulla produces adrenaline and noradrenaline. They are also known as epinephrine and norepinephrine. They mean the same thing. Now for the target organs. The cortisol acts on all cells in the body. Aldosterone acts on the kidneys. Adrenal androgens act on most organs of the body. Adrenaline and noradrenaline also act on most parts of the body. Now for their functions. Cortisol prepares the body for long-term stress. It raises the blood glucose levels, it lowers inflammation, and also depresses the immune system. Aldosterone, its function is to maintain sodium-potassium balance. It helps the body to retain sodium and get rid of potassium. Adrenal androgens, they emphasize the male characteristics of a person, both in males and in females. They increase libido and body hair. The adrenaline and noradrenaline prepare the body for immediate stress by raising the heart rate and the respiratory rate. Let's take a look at a couple of smaller endocrine glands: pineal gland that produces melatonin and thymus gland that produces thymosin. The target organ for melatonin is the brain, and the target cells for thymosin are the T cells. Melatonin maintains our daily rhythms, which are also known as circadian rhythms. Melatonin also helps to promote sleep. Thymosin helps in the maturation of T lymphocytes that provide us with long-term immunity. Now let's take a look at two more endocrine glands, ovaries and testes. Ovaries in females produce two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Testes in males produce testosterone. All these three hormones are steroid hormones. The target organs for estrogen is most organs in the body. For progesterone, the target organ is the uterus. For testosterone, the target organ is most organs in the body. Estrogen maintains the female characteristics such as mammary glands, uterus, fallopian tube, etc. The estrogen also helps to maintain the female menstrual cycle. Progesterone is the pregnancy hormone. It maintains pregnancy. Testosterone maintains male characteristics, and it also promotes libido.